So last New Year's Eve here in the Philippines, I honestly thought I was going to go deaf. I'm talking fireworks, explosions, gunshots, complete chaos. And that was before midnight even hit. If you think Americans know how to party on New Year's Eve, trust me, you haven't seen anything until you've been here. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Mr. Right in the Philippines. I'm really glad you're here. If you're new, I'm Rick Wright. And if you watched my Christmas video, I'll link it up here. You already know that celebrating holidays in the Philippines is nothing like what I was used to back in the US. But buckle up, because New Year's here makes Christmas feel like Disneyland. I spent New Year's in the Philippines last year, and let me tell you, nothing, absolutely nothing, could have prepared me for it. Americans might think we know how to celebrate, but Filipinos take New Year's Eve to a completely different level. Today, I'm breaking down the biggest differences I noticed between celebrating New Year's in the US and celebrating it here in the Philippines. And believe me, some of these will shock you. Before we jump in, just a quick note. If you're new here, I share honest, real-life stories about my life in the Philippines compared to my life back in the US. If that sounds interesting, hit that subscribe button. It's totally free, something I know not everyone realizes. And a huge thank you to my super friends for your donations and support. If you enjoy this video, feel free to tap the thanks button down below. It really helps me keep creating content and sharing what life is truly like here. And to all my subscribers, thank you for the views, the comments, and the incredible support. It means more than you know. All right, let's get into it. Let's start with the most obvious difference: the noise. In the US, New Year's Eve is pretty chill for most people. You might hear some fireworks at midnight, maybe some cheering from a neighbor's party. Sure, Times Square is loud, but overall it's just background noise. Even at a house party, you can still talk to the person next to you, and you can definitely still hear yourself think. In the Philippines, forget it. From about 11:30 p.m. until well after midnight, it sounds like an actual war zone. And I'm not exaggerating. Firecrackers are going off in every direction. Not the little sparklers kids play with, but huge explosions that shake the windows. People are banging pots and pans. Car horns are going nonstop. And then there's the part I absolutely wasn't prepared for: people shooting guns into the air. Yes, real gunfire. I'd heard about it, but when midnight hit, it was so loud I couldn't hear the person next to me even though they were yelling directly into my ear. It was pure chaos. In the US, you might head to a friend's house, pop some champagne, do a little toast at midnight, maybe wave around a sparkler, and watch the Times Square ball drop on TV. But here, it feels like everyone saved an entire year's worth of noise and decided to release it all at the exact same time. And from what I've learned, the goal is to scare off evil spirits and chase away any leftover bad luck from the past year. And honestly, this sounds cheesy, but it's true. If I were an evil spirit, I would have packed my bags and left immediately. That's how intense it was. Now let's talk about the superstitions, because this part is really fascinating. In the US, we've got what? Maybe two traditions. You kiss someone at midnight for good luck, you do a champagne toast, and you mumble your way through Auld Lang Syne, even though nobody knows the words. That's about it. There's not much more to it. But the Philippines, they have an entire manual of New Year's superstitions, and people actually follow them. First, you need 12 round fruits. Not 11, not 13, exactly 12, one for each month of the year. And they have to be round because the shape represents coins and prosperity. Grapes, oranges, apples, anything circular. Everyone has them laid out on the table, and at midnight, you're supposed to take a bite of each one for good luck. Last year, I'm standing there at 12:01 a.m., eating my 12th grape, thinking, back in the US, I'd probably just be drunk right now. Second superstition: polka dots. Everyone wears them on New Year's because the dots symbolize coins and wealth. Last year, I had no idea, so I showed up in regular clothes. They literally handed me a spare polka dot shirt and told me to change. I looked ridiculous. I'm not a polka dot guy, but hey, this is the Philippines. When in Rome, right? Third superstition: you jump at exactly midnight, and not a tiny hop. You're supposed to jump as high as you can because it supposedly helps you grow taller in the coming year. I'm already tall by Filipino standards, but I jumped anyway because everyone else was doing it. Just imagine an entire neighborhood launching into the air at the same time while explosions go off everywhere. It's surreal. Fourth superstition, you fill your pockets with coins. The more coins, the more wealth you're supposed to attract. My pockets were jingling all night like I'd robbed a piggy bank. Fifth, you open all your doors and windows at midnight to let good luck in and bad luck out. Unfortunately, it also lets in all the smoke from the fireworks. But hey, it's New Year's. You just roll with it. In the US, our biggest superstition is basically making a New Year's resolution and trying not to start the year doing something you want to quit anyway. That's pretty much the whole tradition. And yes, I know, if you're Latin, you also do the 12 grapes thing. But here in the Philippines, it's not just one tradition, it's an entire ritual. All right, now let's talk about the food. Because in the Philippines, food is a central part of every celebration. In the US, New Year's Eve food is pretty casual. Appetizers, chips and dip, some finger foods at a party, maybe chicken wings or pizza, stuff like that. And sure, if you're feeling fancy in the US, you might go out for a nice dinner before heading to a party. But New Year's Eve in the States isn't really a food-centered holiday. Some people do go out to restaurants, but you have to make reservations weeks in advance, and the prices get jacked up so high that most people just stay home or go to a friend's place instead. In the Philippines, though, you have medianoche, which literally means midnight meal. And this isn't a little snack or some casual finger foods. This is a full-on feast. Last year, there were multiple tables, and every single one was completely covered in food. I'm talking pancit for long life, lechon, the whole roasted pig, lumpia, spring rolls, ham, spaghetti, and yes, of course, the sweet Filipino-style spaghetti, plus rice and a dozen other dishes I couldn't even name. The idea is you eat this feast right at midnight or just after, and all that overflowing food is meant to symbolize abundance in the coming year. Basically, the more food, the more blessings you're hoping to attract. Oh, and there's tikoy, sticky rice cake. You eat sticky rice to keep the family sticking together in the new year. This is the Philippines. Everything has a meaning. Meanwhile, in the US, I'd usually just show up at a friend's house, nibble on chips, maybe grab some wings, drink a rum and coke, toast champagne at midnight, give some hugs, and that was it. Food isn't really the focus. The focus is the countdown and the party, and maybe a kiss at midnight if you're lucky. But here, the food is the celebration, and honestly, I'm not complaining. Filipino New Year's food beats American New Year's food any day. Now I need to talk about something serious for a minute, because it's very real, the danger. In the US, the biggest New Year's danger is drunk drivers. That's the main message every year. Don't drink and drive, get an Uber, stay safe. You've heard it 1,000 times. In the Philippines, you have that plus two extra dangers that we really don't deal with much in the US. Firecracker injuries and stray bullets. Every year, hospitals here fill with people who have lost fingers, lost hands, suffered burns, or worse from firecrackers. Kids, adults, everyone is lighting these things. And unfortunately, not everyone handles them safely. The government even runs TV and radio campaigns showing graphic images of injuries to warn people. Some areas have banned certain firecrackers, but enforcement is limited. And honestly, it's the Philippines. You can't police everything, especially on a holiday like this. And then there's the celebratory gunfire, which caught me completely off guard. People literally firing guns into the air to celebrate. And, well, what goes up must come down. Every year there are reports of people getting injured or even killed by falling bullets. It's a real issue. The government has been cracking down and trying to stop it, but old habits die hard. Last year, I'll be honest, I was nervous. I wasn't expecting any of this. You hear explosions everywhere. You see the entire sky lighting up, and you're just hoping everyone around you actually knows what they're doing. And since I'm not a gun person to begin with, the whole thing made me nervous. Fortunately, the people I was with were responsible, and we stayed in a safe area. We didn't do anything crazy, but you could still feel the chaos in the air, and that lingering nervousness. Stray bullets don't exactly have a sense of direction. So if you're planning to celebrate New Year's here in the Philippines, just be aware. This is something you might encounter. Stick with people who are being safe. Don't let kids handle fireworks unsupervised. And for the love of God, do not fire guns into the air. I shouldn't have to say it, but apparently some people still need the reminder. Again, I'm not a gun guy, so it's definitely not my thing, but it's something you need to be prepared for. All right, here's another big difference, how you actually celebrate. In the US, New Year's Eve is usually about going out. You hit a party, go to a bar, maybe attend some event, or head to a friend's house and watch the countdown from Times Square on TV. Big cities have public celebrations, fireworks, all that. It's social. It's about being out with friends, enjoying the nightlife, and honestly, a lot of drinking. Sure, some people still do family gatherings, but plenty of Americans, especially younger ones, are out and about. In the Philippines, New Year's Eve is a family holiday. Most Filipinos celebrate at home with their families. And I mean the whole family. Parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, even neighbors who are basically considered family. You're not going out to a club, you're staying home, eating together, doing the superstitions together, and welcoming the new year as a family unit. Last year I got to see this firsthand. The entire family was there, and I mean everyone. Parents, siblings, kids, aunts, uncles, cousins, even people I'd never met before. We were all in the same house, and when midnight hit, we were all jumping, eating, celebrating together. And honestly, it was really special. It was something I hadn't experienced in a long time. Back in the US, I'd usually be at some loud party where I couldn't hear anything, probably drinking too much and trying to find someone to kiss at midnight. It was fun, sure, but it was also pretty superficial. And let's be honest, most years I was single, so midnight was more awkward than magical. But being surrounded by family, participating in traditions, actually feeling connected to the people around me, that hit differently. Even though that relationship didn't work out, I'm still grateful I got to experience a New Year like that. So if you're used to the American go out and party New Year's and you find yourself here in the Philippines, don't expect nightlife, especially if you're dating a Filipina. You're going to be at home. You know, expect that, expect family time. And depending on your relationship with your girlfriend's family, it could be amazing or a little awkward. Luckily for me, it was absolutely amazing. It was a lot of fun, really heartwarming, and honestly very touching. I genuinely enjoyed it. All right, the last part, the aftermath. In the US, New Year's Day is actually pretty chill. You wake up, probably hungover from partying too hard the night before. You watch some football, recover on the couch, maybe go to a New Year's Day brunch. But overall, it's low-key. The celebration is over because in the US, it's all about New Year's Eve, not New Year's Day. In the Philippines, nope. The celebration continues. First of all, when you wake up and step outside, the streets look like a war zone, like a battle just ended. Red firecracker debris everywhere, paper everywhere. It literally looks like red confetti exploded across the entire neighborhood. Cleanup takes days, but more importantly, New Year's Day is for visiting relatives. You go house to house, seeing family members, spending time together, eating even more food, exchanging well wishes for the new year. It's not just a one-night thing that ends at midnight, it's an entire experience that continues into the next day. Kids go around to their godparents and elders to ask for blessings, and usually, of course, to get money. It's kind of like Christmas, but New Year's edition. Meanwhile, back in the US, I would literally be on the couch watching football, eating leftover pizza or chicken wings, probably trying to remember what I even did the night before. Two very different vibes, but not one good or one bad, just different. So there you have it. New Year's in the Philippines versus New Year's in the US. Louder, more superstitions, more food, more family-focused, and honestly, way more meaningful. In the US, New Year's is really about the New Year's Eve party and the countdown. Here, it's about family, community, hope for the new year, and wishing each other well. And if you've never experienced a Filipino New Year's, I highly recommend it. Just bring your earplugs, wear your polka dots, and prepare yourself for sensory overload. I thought I was ready, but I wasn't. If you've celebrated New Year's here, drop your story in the comments. I'd love to hear what your craziest experience was, what you liked, what you didn't like. Did you jump at midnight like everyone else, or did you feel ridiculous? Did you eat all 12 fruits? Did you have any firecracker accidents? Let me know. I read every comment and try to respond to as many as I can. That's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and tap the notification bell. I'll see you in the next one. Happy almost New Year, everyone. Salamat!